It is not at all surprising that out of the available opponents put up there for Anthony Joshua to fight in Saudi, March 9th, Filip Hrgović, Zhilei Zhang and Francis Ngannou, it's the latter that he is actually going to fight. It was my least wanted option. For the poll that I put up, it was the least wanted option for those who voted as well. So, in terms of being an actual boxing fan, it's not good. As a promoter, it makes all the sense in the world. We're going to get a comparison against Fury's performance. If Joshua at least avoids getting dropped, and if he stops Ngannou, there's a bit of fuel to the fire there to put towards a potential, once thought that it had completely gone, a mega fight between, of course, AJ and Tyson Fury, which, I gotta say, like, if Fury gets past Usyk, if AJ keeps winning and remains active, Fury-Joshua at that point would still be the biggest grossing fight, no doubt about it. That is the big shiny jewel that Eddie Hearn will be hoping to procure in the future, but as a promoter, you play it smart, you play it fight by fight. Both of these guys are going to be coming away with a lot of money. Joshua, on top of the mountain of money he's already made, and I've heard something like at least Ngannou's going to be making in the double-figure millions again. It's going to be at least $1 million a round. Yeah, that's right, another 10-rounder, just as it was against Fury. But while this will be intriguing for as long as it lasts, it isn't good for boxing. I'll admit it's not as bad as the whole YouTuber boxing thing. People, you know, from just a channel from doing pranks and then they suddenly decide they want to be professional fighters. No, it's not that bad. But it's guilty of still using the same dynamic, which is this contest is just benefiting from familiarity sakes. We know who Ngannou is, we know he gave Fury some trouble, so that pushes aside the likes of Hrgović and Zhang, who are actually much more deserving contenders, because no matter what you do in one fight, there's a lot of C-level fighters who flawed and gave great fighters trouble. That did not give them this astronomical stock as it seems to have done with Ngannou. Yes, he's really benefiting now from this kind of skewed perspective. So what exactly am I talking about here? Well, let's put it in perspective. Of the 10 rounds Ngannou shared with Fury, he won, a maximum of 3? Yes, he did floor him. Yes, we know. I think we've all seen the picture. He floored him. But probably won 3 of the 10 rounds, with Fury edging the other 7. A Fury who was clearly out of shape, not properly focused, had maybe been drinking before the fight the same week as he tends to do. And so once we actually put this now into its proper perspective, that we're past the fever pitch of, oh, Ngannou was robbed, and it's like, no, that just doesn't hold water at all. Is it really that unbelievable what happened? The actual nice counter hook that Ngannou floored Fury with just highlighted the fact that actually boxing was his first love. That's what he initially did when it came to fighting. He learned how to throw his hands. It's basically his main plus as an MMA guy. There were clearly transferable skills there. So then that rubbishes this whole narrative of, oh, it was just his first fight, it was his pro debut. No, this guy is a fighter who is like, 50% a boxer already. So yeah, as usual, it all comes down to the old mighty book. What's familiar, what sells. But when it comes to like what's actually deserved, this is where the problem is, because where you're actually at in competition should determine how you progress. It doesn't work like that in boxing, and it is a problem. Hrgović, okay, we probably aren't going to be able to get the IBF belt quick enough to advertise that fight, but Zhang, that would have been awesome. That was the one that won my poll in terms of the most wanted fight for AJ next. The big Chinaman with his quick hands, with his KO power, with his countering ability, the fact he'd fought and lost against AJ in the amateurs, you've got the narrative there. Great fight, one for the real boxing fans. And just imagine for a moment, if you will, that boxing actually functioned like every other sport does, i.e. properly, and you had to get past your nearest rivals to then progress and create the new opportunity. Well, with Zhang and AJ being so close to each other in the rankings, they should be fighting each other. That's how competition is supposed to work. And if it did, Ben Davison now having to come up with another great game plan, imagine the confidence that would give AJ. If he does a number on Zhang, evolves again, we would start really believing that, wow, if he gets the Fury fight, maybe even the third Usyk fight. He's got a shot now. This is what happens. You put the diamonds under pressure. They either crumble or they show themselves to be diamonds. Again, it's how competition's supposed to work. But no, familiarity. We're getting the least credible. Yes, the least credible out of these three options. I will emphasise again, though, the little caveat that this isn't as bad as YouTuber fights. It will be intriguing. Ngannou can box a bit. He is big. But for a former unified two-time heavyweight champion who is now focused and under good guidance, he should be getting rid of this guy. And there shouldn't be anything surprising about that if that's what comes to pass. Moreover, I've heard Joseph Parker might be on this card as well, maybe fighting Zhang or Hrgovic, and maybe Wilder fits in there somewhere as well, again against the other guy who's made free if Parker does indeed fight one of the other two. What a tremendous triple attack that would be. Here's hoping. Saudi, for as dead as the atmosphere is, I am grateful that it's helping the fights get made. As always, let me know what you think. And for those of you who wanted the Ngannou fight over the other two, you've got a lot of explaining to do in the comments section.